It's time to boot
Ah,
up.
shit, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun race now.
Is it gonna rain in the race? How do you know?
Doesn't tell.
Yeah, any league which in recent past or this year which has been a dry race?
भाई सब श्रीकांत को गाली तो wasn't he the one who said कि बारिश क्यों नहीं होती है MotoGP पे? Oh, remember boys, you have to load. If the race is dry, then you have to load in your dry setup later on.
Does anyone even have a...
Alright guys, welcome to race 2 of MotoGP 23 season 1, and the track is Estoril and it's rainy outside, so wet conditions, so it'll be very tricky for the riders. So we have riders on track already, guys. Let's go on board of VFix, and he's on a lap, I guess. Oh, breaks wide a little bit. Tries to carry speed, but tries to nail all the apexes, carry more speed. It's very tricky in these conditions now. More. Well, I am new to MotoGP, and but it's fun watching any kind of racing. So it'll be very interesting how these guys get on and race. And as he's the first bike we fix, goes P1 on shooter crashes. And Chips crashes. Shooter let Smith go, which is a wise choice. Smith is on a lap. Smith is on the back straight. And he goes P1, I guess. So Smith set a 149.6 and VFix is just 300s or 400s behind Smith. Basil is a 3/10 off. Shooter is 11 seconds off, up mostly because of the spin. I think he's on another lap. I think he's set to improve and go P1. Yeah, he goes P1 by almost 2 seconds. Very exciting though in these wet conditions. Will be very interesting. And Shooter is on a lap. Let's see what he does. Tries to nail the apexes as well as he can. He's on the straight. Let's see what he does. And he goes P2, just a second and a half of VFix, which is I think pretty decent after his initial crash. Jin crashed out. Meanwhile, yeah, but he's back on. Domito is also one to look forward to. He's a pretty quick rider, I must say. VFix is on another lap, I guess. He's about to finish his third lap, and yeah, he improves furthermore, making a gap of 2.2 seconds through Shooter, which is pretty impressive. And let's go on to Chips, who's about to finish his lap, I guess. Oh no. Oh, Chips with trying to do a wheelie, I guess. Oh, Chips crashed out. He just misses braking point overall. Baz 2 crashed out. A lot of crashes. You expect this in MotoGP because everybody is kind of new to it compared to games like F1. It's a totally different ball game, this MotoGP. You need skill and precision to put in a good lap. People back in the pits now. Smith is back out on track. Basil is also out on track. Everybody is out on track. Just 4 minutes left. 4 minutes 30 seconds left. Yes, he's the. She got scared, I think, or her nightmares after I heard that people lapped him in MotoGP race. Let's go on board of Jin. Tries to be very careful going on the throttle there. Trying to hit all the apexes. Trying to carry more speed there, Jin. It's a good track, this. It's a very historic track. I don't know many details, but yeah, the layout looks good, especially for MotoGP. Oh, trying to hit the apex. A bit too much on the curb there, I felt. Staying to the right. Trying to carry as much speed as possible. The exits are very important here to gain as much time as possible. And he's full throttle now to see what he does now. He goes P2, just a second and a half of VFix. That's a good lap from Jin, good recovery. Oh, it goes a bit wide. But does he improve? Or is he on a lap? Yeah, he improves. He goes few tenths faster. Precisely 2 tenths, I guess. Let's go on board of Basil and see what he does as he's on the back straight. Shooter about to finish his lap also. Basil not improving. I think he's on a flying lap now. Apart from VFX, I think the rest are a few tenths of each other, which is good to see. Will be very interesting race. Or the line which Basil took is very impressive. Using all the track as possible, as much as possible. I hope EA takes some tips as well for the Formula game, because the visuals are absolutely stunning in MotoGP right now, especially the weather and the graphics and everything. Jin cash out. And his checkered flag. VFix, I think, improves on his final run. Let's see what Domito is on a lap. Shooter is on a lap, about to finish his lap. Smith finishes and he's P5. Domito finishes P4. VFX P1, Jin P2. Now it's Jin and Basil on a flying lap. Oh, Basil goes P2 with just a second and a half of VFix. And VFix takes pole. That's a comfortable pole by a second and 6/10 gap in the Ducati. And Basil takes P2 in the Honda. Jin is P3 with the Ducati. Shooter's P4 with the Aprilia. Domito is P5. Smith is P6 and Chips finishes P7. Yes, Shooter. For sure, Bass penalty. See. Hello, Chips. That's a good effort from you, Chips.
Pole position is confirmed with the end of the qualifying session.
Yeah.
What's left is to say goodbye, and we'll see you on the starting grid.
Only 13 seconds. It's okay, Chips, you'll get there. You just need a bit more practice, I guess. Yes, you do look promising. Just give it a few practice session, Chips. Maybe you will be up there fighting for the podium positions. Alright, I think everybody's ready now. So let's start the race.
As the marshals wave the green flag, the riders on the grid
Green
focus
flag
their attention on the
is
lights. We're
being
ready for
waved.
the start of the Portuguese Grand Prix here at Estoril.
Let's go, guys. It's the second race of the season. It's one. And it's green light and away we go. Wheelies for being... I don't know, what do you say, popped or whatever. But yeah, that is a Shooter goes P1, Chips goes P1. Shooter then takes the lead again. Oh, these guys are so close. Whoa! Basil crashes and he's last. VFX, who could pole comfortably, is in P6 after a few incidents there. Let's see what he can do. Shooter takes P1 and he's off. He's cleared everyone, I guess. It's 8/10 ahead. But Domito is trying to catch him slowly. So is Jin, who's in P3, right behind Domito. Smith, I think, avoided all the contact, but he spins out, which puts him P5 or last. Yeah, which puts him P5 for now. And Chips has a crash. Oh, someone runs by it, and that's Baz, I guess, running wide. Shooter is looking comfortable in P1, trying to manage the gap to Domitor, who is getting closer slowly. Vafix, who had that incident at the start, trying to make progress. He's trying to catch these guys lap by lap. Who has shown good pace. I think only win is in his mind. Basil, who had high hopes for, is in P6 now. Let's see what progress he can make through the field. But who's right now a few seconds off everyone, and is in his race of his own. So is Smith. I think only the top three are 5 tenths apart from each other, which is really good, fighting for the lead. The few laps I raced in MotoGP, you have to be very patient and take it corner by corner, not think too advanced. And Smith, I think, Shooter already making a second gap to Domitor. Not that you'll see DRS or anything in MotoGP like you see in Formula games, but it will help to give a tow to the rider behind if he's 5 tenths or 6 tenths closer. So if Domitor could just close the gap and find the toe on the straight, it will help to take the lead. Domitor does close the gap off again to Shooter. And Jin goes to P2, overtaking Domitor. That's a good battle there. All three very close. And Vafix, like I said, is closing very quickly to the top three guys. And he's just a second off. He's showing some tremendous pace here. And there's quite a gap between Smith and the rest of the field. I think Basil and Smith. Basil will want to catch up to Smith and put on a battle. Chips there looks to be struggling in the race quite a bit. But I'm sure just needs a bit more practice like the rest to put him in this battle. But he looks promising, and can't wait for the races ahead. Probably got his setup wrong for this race. Meanwhile, now Jin is in P2, but the gap still remains the same. Now Vfix is behind the top three. He's caught up very quickly. He's showing really good pace, and he would want to make some moves now. He has to be patient. There are 10 more laps to go. yes, at it. not the commentator you would want, like Chips and all, but yeah, I'm just doing the job, I guess. Oh, Chips has a crash. He's having a miserable day at the back. He would want to forget. Ah, that's again a horrific crash. I know that. I'm mainly a technical guy, so the commentary is I guess not my strongest point. Shooter is trying to maintain the lead and has looked patience since the start of the race, avoiding all contacts. But VFix is right behind him, trying to take the lead away from Shooter, who has shown really good pace. Oh shit, I was on mute. VFix trying to is in P1, already a second of a gap. Is looking very patchy. Yellow flag, and that's a crash. I don't know what will happen with the yellow flag in this game though. I think there's Chips again. VFix already trying to lap Chips, which just shows you how bad a day Chips is having in this game. Thus the leaders there right behind Chips. Top 4 about to lap Chips in a few corners. That will never happen. That'll never happen, Ajitesh, don't worry. Not in a lifetime, I guess. Oh, Chips is just struggling with the setup, I guess. Just locking up everywhere. Sure, Ajitesh. Oh, Chips has a crash. I think the pressure of the leaders got to him again. But VFX again, the pace is looking very strong. 2 seconds of Shooter. Meanwhile, Domitor is back in P3 behind Shooter, trying to Jin just crashed out, and he loses some time to the cars ahead, but I think he can make up the time to fight for the final podium positions. VFX again going 3 seconds of shooter. Yeah, he definitely sweated this game out, I guess. The pace is real. Meanwhile, Basil and Smith are on the race of their own. Not fighting anyone, but just trying to finish in the points. Get some valuable points for the team. Chips having another miserable crash. Oh, the top 2, 3 and crash. I think both have contact with each other, I guess. Meanwhile, Jin goes to P2. This crash helping them out, I guess, helping Jin out. Goes to P2, and the gap between P1 and P2 is 8 seconds. I guess in MotoGP those kind of gaps exist because of the pace difference and even the performance, but not in this equal performance bikes. Shrikant, I am disappointed in you, Shrikant, who is not racing today, unfortunately. I wanted to see him race so bad and what he could have done today. I've heard a lot of stories in the first race, what Shrikant had done. Meanwhile, Domitor crashing again, I guess, losing time. And just one crash, Baz is just within 6 seconds of Domitor. Baz trying to be consistent with his laps, and it'll just take another mistake from Domitor. Baz will go up to P4. Smith is normally up there, but unfortunately, yeah, this race he had few moments, and he's just not fighting with the top pack. Shooter is back in P2, regaining the position from Jin, who I think had an incident somewhere. Otherwise, they had 5 seconds within each other. Domitor is again closing back to Jin. What I've witnessed in MotoGP is like you can easily catch back up to a few seconds in MotoGP easily if someone makes a mistake. This is very unlike other games like Formula 1 and all, which is very hard to get the gaps back and catch up to other guys quickly. Chips having another crash behind. Basil just trying to stay and trying to catch Domitor slowly. You have to be very consistent and patient in MotoGP. Put those consistent laps, and especially no mistakes. Otherwise, easily you will lose a lot of seconds to the bikes riders ahead. Meanwhile, VFX is looking really comfortable, but all he has to focus is just stay consistent and not lose any time. I think he's about to lap Chips again. who's Jin trying to stick very close to Shooter, trying to make them move again and get back the P2, which he took initially. And meanwhile, Smith has a crash behind. So does Basil. I think he loses out some patience and does a mistake. I think he goes wide on the grass. Yeah, Basil losing out some time to Domitor now. Meanwhile, Domitor is trying to, close up the gap to the P2, P3 positions, trying to get up into the podium positions.
As the riders do their cool-down laps, let's take a look at the final classification of the race we've just seen.
Yeah, this is your final classification, guys. Really good. And chips here. I was just saying that a little more practice chips, you will be up there fighting for the win and for the championship, hopefully. But yeah, for now, VFX takes win by 20 seconds. A good battle between Shooter and Jin, who end up on the podium. And Domito, I think the mistake costed him. Otherwise, he was looking promising for the P3 position or P2. Basil and Smith having their own race. They would like to get these points and move on to the next race. And Smith, unfortunately, P7, who is out of points. That's it for your Estoril race, guys. Portugal. We'll see you back until next weekend. That's it from me, guys. Good night. Have a good day. And thanks for keeping up with my commentary. Hopefully these guys get good commentators later on.